Why? I quit. Here's my best fucking friend, my boss. I did so many things for this guy. All them trials, I rigged the trials. I threatened people. I fucking bribed people. And this is all fact. And he turns on me? You love your wife? She's extremely loyal to you in every possible way imaginable? Suppose if she turns on you like a fucking beast tomorrow. How would you feel? This is how I felt. I was betrayed by somebody who's a brother, a father, somebody that you gave your whole life to, betrays you. Not some fucking guy who just pointed you out of a mug book or a cop or... No, this is the closest person to you. He survived on kind of you. You're surviving on kind of him. And now when the rubber meets the road, he's throwing you to the wolves. It broke my heart. It broke me.
Wouldn't that be a bigger reason to make the move, though? If you think about it, what happened with Paul?
Well, I'll tell you how fucked up I am. I'm a tremendous plotter. The fuck when Frankie tells me we're going to go to a victory party. We were dead. We're not going to go to no victory party. We can't beat the case. Normal Sammy the Bull would immediately have plotted and killed him in prison. And I'll tell you another thing. If he died in prison, their case, I'm not even on the tapes. So throw these tapes out. Or you got to produce who's saying these things. He's saying about Sammy. He's not saying about Sammy the Bull. He's just saying Sammy. How do I know that's me? There's a million Sammys out there. Down in the fucking case, he actually talks good. I'm going to make him the boss. He's got to run the family if I'm gone. I love the guy. He's talking out of both sides of his mouth. But a jury will never know that. That's not me. And there was a guy, Sammy Cash, who died not long before that. I could have turned around and said, he's not talking about me. He's not talking about this Sammy. He loves this Sammy. He's talking about Sammy Cash. I would have had a shot. But I wasn't looking at nothing. I mentally broke. The normal Sammy wouldn't have mentally broke. He would have thought. Just like I thought about coming here to talk. I think about every fucking thing all the time. That whole thing to me was, it's over.
That's why I'm asking a question, because your methodical way of making decisions, if you would have gone the same way you have, that position, you would have gone a different direction with your trends. That's the only reason I'm asking the question. I'm not asking the question to say it's the better decision or not the better decision. If a person's always make a decision a certain way, all of a sudden there's a change. Is that heart? Is that revenge? Is that I'm done? Is that I'm not living this life?
That's shock.
Shock.
Everything I ever believed in, I give it up, bro. I'm done. Fuck the mob. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck if I get killed because that's the rules. I don't give a fuck no more. I'm over. It's done. Now, normally I should have just killed him right in the fucking joint. Fuck the time. Add that on. This I'm going to get life on this one. Add another life. I'm in jail with two lives. I don't give a fuck. No more. I gave up. When you're going to say these things on the stand, my daughter or my wife would at least say, well, he was a gangster. He stood up and he did life. That's him. But I'm going to be abused by my own lawyers. He's a fucking monster. He's an animal. That's what my wife and daughter and son are going to have for the rest of their life. And he didn't even fight back. He didn't say fucking sat there like a fucking potted plant and let all these things be said. So it must be true. So I just walked away.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because you said once that John doesn't want anybody to be his equal, right? And I guess I was shining too much. And when you talk to a lot of people in the world, they'll say Sammy had more relationship with the people in the streets because John would give the order to you, and then as the underboss, you would go execute it. But you were the one that was still in the streets doing business, the construction, all this other stuff. So you had a lot of the context. Do you think in the back of his mind when he's by himself, he's sitting there saying, the way I became a boss is we took out Paul. Doesn't history repeat itself? What if Sammy takes me out to become the boss? Do you think any of that crossed his mind?
Of course it did. Of course it did. Here's a couple of things I'll tell you that I know for sure. There's a guy, I think it was in the Genovese family, went to John in the club, meaning well. He said, John, you really know how to pick him. And John tells him, what do you mean? He says, Sammy, it's fucking crazy. He's controlling the whole city of New York. You can't get a fucking job unless you get a wink and a nod from him. Unbelievable. Instead of saying, good, That's my man. That's my man. You want something done? I'll get it done for you. No. It bothered the shit out of him. I had 200 carpenters working for me in these partitions. So my guys, I go in, we do a good fucking job. I take away all your union bullshit. I'm not breaking your balls. So these people ain't stupid. Give that job to Sam. Now, I could only take so much. Then, okay. Then give it to Patrick. Patrick, you're going to get this job. Good. Give me a little something over here. Okay? John had fucking money coming in up the fucking wazoo. And he's complaining about the guy disrespected him. The fuck are you talking about, bro? Oh, yeah, all right, Sammy. I understand the whole thing. I understand it now. Leave it alone. Okay? That's construction. So John didn't have a clue. So we go back to the guy, you know how to pick him. He got mad. We're back to that story. And another guy comes in from the Colombo family. Captain, hey, John, I went to Tally's, Sammy's Club on 18th Avenue, Tally's. Yeah. He said, I went there on a Tuesday night. Sammy lends out money. He's a big shower. I had $1.5 million in the street. So Tuesday, everybody comes and divvies up. They make their payment. They want to borrow 20 or 30. Hook, get that envelope for Patrick. Boom, there's 20 or 30 you're getting. I do my business on that night. My people are around. Tally's is packed. So the guy goes in and says, wow, I went there on fucking Tuesday, bro. There's fucking captains. There was an underboss from other families, union bosses. This fucking Sammy became so fucking powerful, it's crazy. That was intimidating to him. Rather than saying, that's my man, I'll put it in your lap. You're my man. Somebody comes to me. Big Patrick set up 15 interviews. I'm not making a ton of money with you. That's my man. You want an interview? Go to him. You want a podcast? Go to Mosaic. I'm saying, you know, my people, why would I get intimidated by you? But I guess the power, but I think it was more ego. John had an ego like the Empire State Building. But like me, if you ever see me walk or whatever, I'm holding the umbrella while it's raining. I'm one step behind. I always want to put him out there. That's your job, bro, not mine. My job is being low-key. And a lot of times you won't see me in a suit.
And you had no desire ever to be a boss?
No.
You had zero aspiration?
I'm very happy being the underboss. Believe me, make me the underboss of your company. Watch how happy I am. But I don't want to be a schmuck, and I don't want to be, I want to be rewarded for what I do.
Zero motivation to be a boss. Zero.
I never really gave it a tremendous thought.
Got it.
Underboss to me, at that time, of the most powerful organized crime family in the country, was way more than I ever thought. In other words, I never thought I'd reach that height. Gotti had 5 brothers in the mob. I didn't have no brothers, uncles, aunts, cousins, nobody in the mob.
Because, a lot of times, great empires that fall, it's typically internal flattery, who gets credit, who's getting attention, who's outshining who. How much were you having other peers coming up to you saying, hey, Sammy, look, man, amongst us, we know who runs the family. Hey, amongst us, we know who's... Was there anybody playing that game in your ear, or no? There was none of that flattery taking place?
No. The only guy who ever did that to me was Nicky Scarfo. He was the boss of the Philadelphia family. One day, I got home late around 9, 10 o'clock. His nephew, Philly, and Eddie calls me up. Sammy, what are you doing? Nothing. I just got home. Well, what's up? He says, my uncle wants to see you. Could you come down? No, let's go down to Atlantic City. It's a 2-hour, 10, 15-minute drive for me. And then I got to come back. It's like 4.5 hours. This kid, Sammy, wants to see you. All right. I'm on my way. Well, I said, where you going? You just got in. I got to go somewhere. I get in the car and I go. He wasn't allowed in the casinos, but he was in the hotel pod. He was up on whatever floor. I come in. They take me to the casino. Go to the elevator. I go up there. I go in the room. He's in there. Hey, Nick, how you doing? Now, I did a lot of things with Nicky. How you feeling, bro? He says, good, Sammy, good. And I gave him a lot of information. I did things for him. I helped him win the war, his war. So we're close. And he always comes into the family through me. Whether it's in my house, somebody else's house, my brother-in-law's house, somebody. It always comes in through me. So he says, you having any trouble with this fucking bum? Who are you talking about? What bum? What are you talking about? John. I said, bro, he's my boss. He's my fucking friend. Why do you want to talk to me like that? Why would you say that with me? Why would you do that? Sammy, calm down. I understand. I understand what you know. He wanted me to come in through somebody else, through Joe Butch. I didn't like it. I didn't like the smell of it. Why would he want to do it? From day one, I came through you. Why would he want to change that? I don't have a fucking clue. I don't have a clue. Maybe he figures I'm tired. I have no idea. But please don't put me on the street that we're going to talk. I wouldn't do that to you. Don't do that with me. All right, Sammy, all right, don't take it personally. But let me tell you one thing, bro. Come on, we're close. Let me talk to you. What? If you have a problem, let me know. I'm on your side, bro.
He's saying it to you.
He's saying it to me. If you have a problem, keep your eyes open, bro. If you have a problem, come to me. I'm on your side. Nicky, I'm exhausted, bro. I thank you so fucking much. I gave him a kiss. I went for his ear. I think I hit him half on the fucking lip. Boom, I gave him a fucking kiss. I walked out and said, I thank you so much, Nicky. I really, really do. It's nice. I'm just a little cranky. It's late. I'm exhausted. You want me to have somebody drive you home? No, I got my car. I'll get home. Don't worry about it. And then I went home. But it made me think, why is a boss of another family out of state saying this? Now, Nicky's no fool. And Nicky wouldn't say that to me if he doesn't feel something's right. This was towards the end. And I've gotten other clues with things. But I still wouldn't go against my better judgment than to be loyal to John like a dog, no matter what happened. You ever get a dog and you can beat him up sometimes? You give him a kick in his fucking ass. 3 seconds later, he's wagging his tail at you. That's me. I'm loyal to anybody. Unless you fuck with me or betray me or do something crazy, then I could become your worst nightmare. I admit it. I could become your worst nightmare. I want to eat you alive. He hears these things, and he's catching delusions. And he's now trying to move guys who were coming through me, have very happily coming through me, pushing them in another direction. Why?
You mentioned a lot of businesses that you did, and when you read about it, you got a lot of things that comes up. I mean, some construction, plumbing, the list is a long list, right?
Drywall, flooring, you name it.
How many of them were legit? How many of them were not? Was it a split between
No,
the two?
they were legit.
Okay.
They're legit to the point that they're legitimate business. But I have control to push it in another direction. But I have the power to do that through unions, through jobs, through this, through that. So I have that power, and I'm bringing it to people who are around me.
People talk about how you ran businesses, whether it's the children of the deceased, fathers, or whatever it may be. Based on what they say, you can agree or disagree with this. There's a system. So a lot of times there's investment companies where they go in and their specialty is buying businesses and they're not doing good, and they build them up and then they keep and they take revenues. Was your system the following system? I'm curious to know what you're going to say to this. System number one, step number one, find a local profitable business. Number two, give them protection. Number three, eliminate the owner. Number four, take over the business. Number five, show up to the funeral. Would you say that was partially the system?
No, that's ridiculous.
I'm curious to hear about it because that's been said by others.
I never killed a partner or a business associate. I never went into a profitable company and said, give me a piece and I'm going to give you a piece. I never did any of that. That's in the movies. That's not me. The government, after I cooperated, said, how come nobody ever fucking ratted on you? So it's the same question you're asking me in a different way. I told them, why would they? Don't listen to Gotti on that tapes. Who did I hurt? What did I do? Everybody I did business with was extremely successful with it. Very few of them I had even contracts. I had verbal commitments. I give you my word, you give me your word, you keep your books. Why? Why would I do it that way? God forbid you drop dead, your kids take it, I got nothing to do with it. I'm not going to control your kids. Your kids own it. So we have no paper. Don't even worry about shit like that. Unless your kids have problems and want to come to me, then I'll talk to them. But I never bullied my way into anything. When I had the drywall company, I had over 200 carpenters working for me. A contractor will call me up. Sammy, I am so stuck. I need 30 guys. Well, no matter who he calls, he can't get 30 guys overnight. I would go in with Joey Madonia. He needs 30 guys. We could shut down this and we could pull some from here and we could, good. Send him 30 carpenters tomorrow. How am I fucking hurting anybody? The guy got 30 carpenters. I'll give you another little example. I was partners with a Jewish contractor, a verbal. It's going to give me 10% of the project. It's a small high-rise, not a big one. The job is what they call in construction a bastard. Everything under the sun goes wrong with it. No matter what happens, they order nuts and bolts, the fucking nut don't fit in the hole. Everything is a disaster. Every little fucking thing that could go wrong went wrong. So he calls me up. Samuel, we're gonna take a beating here. Really? I mean, I know the job's a bastard, but how deep are we in the hole? My butler Eddie's with me. Made guy, best advisor in the world for a snake of a human being. But what's the story? I'm gonna go in millions in the hole. Your end is maybe 250,000. Now, back then, 250,000 is 250,000 is a lot of money. Okay, we'll talk, we'll see. Let's finish up the job and see where it goes and how it goes. My brother-in-law, as soon as I hang up, you don't have to pay that. Why not? He's a Jew. What is he going to do? He is Jewish, and he can't really do nothing. There's no paper, there's no nothing. You're right about that. But who the fuck is going to ever do business with me again after I do this to this guy? Who's going to do business with me? They'll do business, Sammy. You control the union. It'll be all right. I paid the $250,000. I put up my hand. 2 or 3 months, I'm not exactly positive. Another fucking guy calls me up, another Jewish guy. He says, Sammy, I'm doing a project. I heard you just got hurt over there. Yeah, we took a beating. The fucking job, nothing went right. No matter what we did, it went bad. He says, yeah, I heard a number. What'd you lose? Well, if you heard the number, tell me, what'd you hear I lost? 250, 300,000. Well, 250 is the right number. I lost 250,000. He says, that is so fucking honorable for a street guy. I never met a street guy like you. I'm going to give you a piece of my job. I want you to protect me with unions and this and that. The other thing, you can come in with the drywall and this, that, and the other thing. Here's a guy in these stories that I go raping fucking people left and right, and I don't do that. That's why nobody ever ratted on me, except for John with his fucking big mouth. Nobody ratted on me. And I'm dealing with 15 different companies. I got unions up the wazoo. I don't back up like when I told you how I shared the fucking money. Everybody earned. The union delegate, the president, the vice president, the union delegate, the shop steward.
How many people did you have control of at your peak outside of union? I mean, judges, cop. I mean, who else was it?
I didn't have no judges or cops. I mean, there was cops, a couple of cops working that world, but I didn't have cops and judges. I didn't bribe people like that. I didn't want to get involved with people like that.
What's the story of the $60,000 to a jury? Was that a complete?
That's true.
That's true. The $60K to a juror.
Yeah.
Okay.
John was on trial. That's another thing I did for John. Every trial he had, I either threatened jurors or paid jurors or bribed jurors. I did everything under the sun. The $60,000 was the head of the Westies, a guy named Bosco, comes to me and says, Sammy, the head guy on the jury panel for John's trial is facing life. I could get to him. Really. All right, let's get to him. I want to talk to him. Let's get to him. I work out an agreement that I will give him $60,000. $20,000 up front, $20,000 in the middle of the trial, and $20,000 at the end. And after the trial, I'll get him a job as a Teamster foreman, and he'll be making $65,000 to $75,000 a fucking year because he was unemployed. I'll do all those things, and he'll become our friend. That's great. I'll tell him. I'll tell him a little bit more. If he reneges in any way, shape, or form, and he can go to the feds with this, I'll kill him. Once he takes that 20, he's got to be committed. He'll be committed, Sammy. I'll tell him myself. I know him. Dan Bosco's no joke. He went out of the country. He was fighting in fucking Bosnia and wars. I mean, this guy was a fucking maniac. But we did that. So that's what we did in that particular trial. There's other trials. He had a trial where there was a guy in the carpenters union, and he busted up a joint. The guy who owned the place was a May guy. John sent a few of the Westies down to give him a beating. Instead of giving him a beating, the Irish kid, he shot him in his ass. The guy didn't die, but he shot him. Now the guy was scared to death. They were with the Genovese people. We went to talk to them. They didn't want nothing to do with it. Do what you want with the guy. We don't give a fuck. Now, the guy was going to maybe be a witness in the case of what happened. So I went to meet the guy. The guy came. How you doing? How you doing? Who are you? My name is Sammy. Maybe you heard of me. Sammy the Bull? Oh, you're Sammy the Bull? Yep. I'm going to tell you something now. You're going to go in and you're going to say this had nothing to do with John, and I give him a whole legal argument of what to do. You have two choices. You can go to the FBI and rat me out. I'll do a couple of years. I'm not worried about it. The next guy will come to kill you. There's no saving you no more. Or you can run. Just run the fuck out of the state. But you don't have to. I'll always be your friend if you do this in the trial. That's case number two. John wants to sell me out after doing 11 months. Those are two cases. There's more.
How do you process fear? So I've heard a lot of different things you say about fear. I've heard you talking to Diane Sawyer about what does fear really mean. You know, you're explaining it from a different standpoint, but did fear drive you? Did you have any fear? How did you view fear?
Fear to me is that when I was young, I was doing a robbery and I got shot and all kinds of things. All my life, I was in conflict of different things. By the time I got out of the military, even when I went in the military, there's a fear of going to Vietnam. They were bringing home body bags left and right. So I was surrounded with violence and this and that, in every way you can look at it. When I finally hook up with the mafia, and I'm 23, when I went home, I said to myself, you won't live to 40. There's no fucking way you're going to live to 40. You got maybe a 17-year run. So you'll either be dead before 40, or you will be doing life in prison. Because you got no fucking, you were doing all this weird shit.
You had accepted that.
I accepted that, and that eliminated fear. When I'm 40 or 45 and I'm doing things, I have no fucking fear. I'm in 3 mafia wars. The first one in the Colombo family was the second part of the Gallo War. Shorty tells me, and I'm a pup, no, I'm nothing. Shorty says, go home and pack your bags. Pack my bags? Yeah, we're going to hit the mattresses. And back then, you didn't see movies like this. What are you talking about, hit the mattresses? He started laughing. He says, we're going to eat, sleep, and shit together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're going to try and kill the Gallos, and they're going to try and kill us. You're part of us now. Okay? I got a couple loans. I must have had 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 out in the street, nothing. I said, I just got to get the loans, and I'll make some pickups in between. No. Don't ever talk to me about money again. I got loans out there. What do you mean don't talk to me about money? Just what I said. This ain't about money. Fuck the money. You're even. They don't have to pay me. No. We'll give you money. We'll feed you. Don't worry about money. Worry about killing. Here's what happens, Sammy. We're going to give you a little fact of life. They're going to try and kill us. There's a lot of us. There's a pack of us. We're a pack of wolves. So one day, you want to go pick up your loan. You sneak away from the pack. They see it. Sammy every week tries to go pick up monies. You're going to get killed. For sure. You want to get laid. For your dick, you're going to sneak away. They'll put that together. You're going to get killed. You're horny, go jerk off. And fuck money. Forget about family. Forget about everything. Hit the mattresses. I'm a young kid. I've been in gangs and I'm tough and I'm this and I'm that. This is a whole new fucking world. There's no way I'm going to survive all this. This is fucking crazy altogether. I'm in a fucking mafia war. I'm fucking 23 years old. This is nuts. I'll never survive this. So it eliminated fear. When we were going to take out Paul, Frankie the Chico when he was alive, and John, and we were, everybody knows the story. John with the tapes, and Paul got killed, and John Gotti became the boss. But that's not the story. What happened before? Who was involved? How many? What was the problems? Why were you going to kill Paul? Nobody asked that question. Nobody asked the question of, you're sitting in the car at 5:30 at night in Manhattan, right before Christmas. There's tens of thousands of people coming out of these buildings all at once. They're not going home now, hustling home. They're waiting for their families who meet them. They go eat, they go see the lights, they go shopping. The crowds are astronomical. Nobody asks, what were you doing? What were you thinking in that car with John? John was my driver, by the way. I had the walkie-talkie, I had everything. So when we're talking about that, let me get back to that. We're talking about the hit. John says, we could do this and we could do that. And I says, an idea. And he says, no, let me. So Frankie Chico says, Frankie Chico knows I was involved in 2 wars already with the Colombos. And then with Nicky Scoffo in Philadelphia. So he says, no, listen, Sammy's done this. Let him plot this out. And I plotted that hit. I'm the guy in the car with a walkie-talkie, with a gun. I made myself a backup shooter. So there's 11 people on there who are going to kill Castellano. So there's Crash Car, backup shooters, the 4 guys who were going to shoot. Everybody's in place. What's my position? A backup shooter, I'm in the car and I'm calling the shots. While I'm sitting in the car, it's packed and my eyes are all over the place. There's 2 fucking cops on the corner. And that's only a couple hundred feet away from me. I says, oh my God, this comes down. These cops are going to pull out their guns and make a move. My job now, the guy who's not pulling the trigger, is to go there and kill them so that the shooters can get away. So when you say, well, you aren't the shooter, my job now is to kill them. And I'm sick. I don't want to kill these 2 cops, but I know what my job is. Thank God, just before they came, they turned around and started walking up the avenue, chatting the other way. So they weren't there. There's actually a cop, from what I know and the government knew, who saw it. And the FBI asked them, why the fuck didn't you pull out your gun? He said, this was so fucking professionally done. I'm not a fucking fool. There must have been backup shooters or what. This guy was 100 feet, maybe 75 feet ahead of me. If he would have pulled out a gun, he was right. I told the FBI, he was right. I would have killed him. I would have told John, pull up. I would have jumped out the fucking door and killed him. So he was right, that this poor bastard, whoever he was. That again, going back to who's the shooter. Let Alley Boy go shoot him and you think from the background.
But you're not afraid.
Fuck no.
Teddy Atlas said you went up to him to want to train with him boxing. And he talked to you about a fear, and you said, I'm not afraid. He says, every boxer's afraid.
Teddy Atlas is an asshole. Teddy Atlas was with somebody, his brother, cousin, or some fucking body he was with. So he had to say these things, I think. But he did ask me that question. I would box, I would train with, not him, with another guy, but he knew. And he was like a stumblebum. I used to take care of him. And I wanted him to train my son. My son wanted to fight, so I said, Teddy, train him a little bit. He can fight like a bastard, he just don't want to fight. He's more like my wife than me.
Sure.
Yeah, he don't want to fight. You'd have to go there and hit him for him to fight. He'll fight back. You wish you didn't hit him. He's a tough little bastard, but he won't fight. He's calm-natured. If you argue too much and you get stupid, he'll walk away from you. He's not afraid of you. He just won't fight. You know, he don't want to bother with you. So he's the opposite of me. So Teddy Atlas said to me one day, are you afraid? I said, no. I didn't say I don't have fear. I said no. In other words, the reason I said no is when I go in the ring, and I did fighting a little bit, I'm not professional, but in the ring, in the clubhouse, in the whatever. So I see a guy on the other end of the ring. This motherfucker's he's got ripples, he's so ripped. So it's not fear. If the bell rings, I'm going to fight him. But I already know I might get a beating. Now, if I was afraid, what do I do? What am I doing in the ring if I'm afraid? But he took it to a different level, meaning that's cowardice. It's coward. He's saying he's not afraid. He's really afraid. He's talking. So it was a whole created thing, which there was a whole entourage of people who wanted to make me look bad and say things like he's an animal, he did this and that. He's afraid. So if he's listening to this fucking thing, he's a tremendous trainer. I don't know how old he is. I'm 74, pushing 75. Teddy, come down and put the fucking gloves on with me. I'll show you how scared I am of you. And you're a fucking bitch. Come down and put the gloves on with me. Or meet me in a bar. Or meet me in a back alley. You fucking punk. Then he said, and I was putting on weight, that I went to a hypnotist. He tells me about a hypnotist all these fighters are going to. What are they going there for? For diets, for this, for that. So I hooked up with the hypnotist. He was on the program too. And he says, what do you want? Nothing. I want to keep up my stamina, number one, so I don't lose, stamina. And I want a diet, that keep me away from doing certain things, eating certain foods. I'm a fucking sugar freak. I love ice cream. So that's what I'm telling the fucking guy who's a hypnotist. And they make a big deal out of it, like what I was doing. But you punk ass bitch, you haven't done a fraction of anything I've done, good, bad, or indifferent. You're a punk ass fucking trainer. You look like a fighter, but you ain't a fucking fighter. Who'd you fight? Now I'm gonna have a war with him now.
The reason why I'm asking this question, Sammy, is because in your 20s, our brain is still not fully put together. So in our 20s, we're a little bit more aggressive. We take a lot more risk. We're not afraid of anything.
Right.
Then we go into our 30s and we got a kid. Gerard, Carolyn, oh my God, I don't want to make anything. They're 40s. Then you go to do time. Then you're 6.5 years in the hole. You got all this imagination taking over your brain. There is no, am I going to live? Am I going to die? Then you get out. Then you're set. So are there fears, concerns, things that keep you up at night right now? Like your imagination sometimes probably takes off going back. Does it ever, or do you have a hold of it today?
I got a hold of it today. You know what I'm worried about today? Well, you could say a bullet in the head, maybe. I think it's the best way to go, tell you the truth. If you shoot good and you shoot in the head, you're instantly gone. You don't feel no pain, you don't feel nothing. So that's number one. I fear cancer, stroke. I can't fear these things more than anything else.
You do fear cancer and stroke?
Well, I would rather not have that. Yeah, I fear that.
Yeah.
But at this age, I understand if it ain't here now,
yeah,
in this cute little body, it's going to come. Sooner or later, it's going to come. There's an end. I see rich people who take care of themselves, highly take care of themselves with doctors, and they'll die 68, 70, 76, 80. I mean, that's life. That's going to happen. So am I going to be afraid of it? I'm not afraid of it. I don't want it because I'd rather die quick than die of cancer because I've seen people die. My friend Joe Peruta died and killed me. To watch him die like that, I wouldn't want to die like that. I've seen family members get sick and friends. When I was in jail the second time around, I'm in MCC in the hole. I'm in bed, and then 4 or 5 guards come to my cell. They say, Sammy, get up. I look, and they all look solemn. Oh my God, something happened. What happened? We want to tell you some news. Tell me what happened. God forbid, my son, my daughter, my ex-wife, whoever. John Gotti died. This was in 2002. Okay. One God. Look, he don't give a fuck. You're fucking wrong. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking. Why would you tell me I don't give a fuck? Take it the fuck out of here. Why would you say that? Well, Sammy, he was your enemy. Wasn't my enemy. We were like brothers. We were attached at the fucking hip. I don't want to see nobody die like a fucking dog in prison with cancer. Not happy about it. You should be happy. Why should I be happy to watch somebody die like that? I would rather shoot him. And I know that's going to sound demented, but that's my life. Not watching him die like a dog. He died like a dog. Some guy in one of the prisons, a black guy, came to me with a picture. He said, Sammy, who's this guy? Got the picture. I looked at it. I said, I don't know. Come on, Sam, take another look. I don't know. Who is it? He says, it's John Gotti. They're not hit me. I never seen anything like it in my life. Before he died, they must have taken a picture of him. He didn't look nothing like John Gotti. It was horrible. And it made me think, what a fucking rotten way he died. It's a shame. But it also makes me think of the whole fucking goddamn judicial system and how many guys are going to die like that. Die in prison with life. Every place I went, who's got life, who's got 50 years, who's got 30 years. How many guys are going to die like that? And nobody gives a fuck. All they care about is open the borders and let them in. How about the people who are in prisons in this thing? We can go into prison. I love to go into prison reform and everything like that. I've been with so many different black guys who were friends in prison. And the prisons, the whole system, the judicial system is so rigged. I would talk to them and maybe some guys would ask me a question. It was so fucking rigged. Because here's how it's rigged. This poor guy, he's broke, he's coming out of a ghetto, so you don't have a fucking lawyer. They give him a lawyer. Or he gets a cheap-ass bullshit lawyer who's really not even a lawyer. He's a jerk-off. A horrible lawyer, I'll put it that way. And he gets an investigator. They hire a drunken ex-cop who's his investigator. This broken-down lawyer, this broken-down cop, is going to fight his battle against, there's 4, 5, 6 excellent attorneys working on your case to bury you against that one guy who don't even know what planet he's on. And who's their investigator? The FBI. How can he win? And when you look at the system, they're even lying and rigging fucking things. And I don't want to say the younger agents I knew, they weren't illegitimate, but look at some of them now. How they get things that they could go after Trump. They could do so many fucking weird things. So how does this guy stand a fucking chance? This poor bastard, and I got an 8th grade education, is asking me for help in myself. I said, bro, Ask the lawyer. I mean, I don't know the details of the case, and I'm not a lawyer. Ask your lawyer. Wait until the end before trial, and ask him if he can get a plea. That's the best time you can get a plea. Because when they get close to trial, they don't want to even go. Sometimes they'll give you a good deal. Ask them if they can do that. And I feel so guilty even telling them that, because I really can't tell them, you're fucking dead. You're dead. And if you go ahead with your case, instead of taking 10, 15 years on a plea, you're going to lose the case and get 35 years. So I don't even know what to tell them. And then people would ask me questions because they knew I cooperated with the government, and they would come over and ask me questions. The best answer I used to hear is that it's not perfect, but it's better than Ethiopia's law system. Now I'm in prison. What do I give a fuck about Ethiopia's legal system? I'm not in Ethiopia. I don't even know where the fuck that is. But who cares about that? I'm in the United States. I got on my last case 20 fucking years, but the government. Listen what the sentence by the guidelines is supposed to be. 12 on the low, 15 on the high. I got 20 because Sammy got a lenient sentence the first time. But I got a lenient sentence and I did it. What's I got to do with this sentence? But that's what gave them an upward departure. They gave me 20. You're supposed to be doing 17 and a few. I did 17.7, more than I'm supposed to do. And I got lifetime supervised release and a $100,000 fine. And I lent them money. Even the kids who got pinched, and a couple of them flipped, says, did Sammy ever buy the drugs? No. This is their informant. No. Did he sell the drugs? No. Did he go out with Jews, hanging out? No. They were kids. I was 55 years old. I wasn't going to go to clubs and hang out with them. So what the fuck did I do? I lent them money. When I took the plea, I told Lynn Stewart, who was my lawyer, I'm copping out to things, Lynn, on this plea. There's reasons. There's another whole story. It'll be in the book. But I didn't even do. She said, what's the difference? I said, you want to know something? You're right. What the fuck is the difference? Whether they're talking about 50,000 pills, 100,000 pills, or 1 million pills. I guess it don't make any difference.
Let me ask you this question. So you're running a government. You're running a nation, hypothetically. Okay? And you're thinking from that standpoint. You're sitting there saying to the one conversation, you say, I'm talking to this guy. Hey, get off the phone. No, right now, you don't ever get off the phone. We don't ask my permission. Here's how this is going to go. We're going to fight. You're bigger than me. You're probably going to beat me. But don't close your eyes tonight because I'm going to kill you. And I'm not worried about going to prison for 2 years. I'll do my time. I'll come out. It's not a big deal. You immediately go to the worst case scenario, right? And the worst case scenario is if you commit a crime and the government's going to have some kind of a punishment for you. And the punishment is going to prison. The prison doesn't scare you. So you got life penalty, which is death penalty. Hey, if you do this, we'll kill you. Let's take that part aside. You got imprisonment. What punishment could there be for you to not even think about committing that crime because you don't want to face the punishment? Is there any punishment that would have prevented Sammy the Bull from committing the crime?
No.
So it's not the punishment that you're seeing.
And I wouldn't have got, if I would have killed the guy on the phone, I wouldn't have got 2 years. I would have got life.
Life.
And right. I understood that.
But what I'm asking you is there any kind of punishment to change, to say, for the rest of your life, you can't do X, Y, Z, or we're going to do this? Where does it hurt to hurt the criminal, where the criminal says, that pain, I'm not willing to put up with?
Well, why wouldn't I take that's a good point. It's a good point. I'll give you that. It's a good point. But take my point. How about these fucking people who just broke fucking laws against Trump and broke every law in the fucking book? They're not using the RICO law against them. They used it against us, the Italians, the black, the Hispanic. Why don't they use it over here? If Comey, he's the head of the FBI, somebody in the Justice Department, and somebody in this CIA and somebody in this organization, they're all hooking up and they all broke the law. Let's assume that's happening and that's true. Why don't they use the RICO law on them? That they can't win. They made the RICO. So the fucking RICO law is made for me and blacks and Hispanic and people you could put in prison. You want the people to look at us while you break the law. We're the crook. Worry about Sammy. Yeah, I robbed 100,000 while you guys are robbing millions. Listen, I understand the government better than anybody. You know why? Because they're all different families to me. The Democratic Party is the Gambino family. The Republican Party is the Genovese family. The fucking moderates is Colombo family. The fucking media is this family. Hollywood is this family. They're all different families. Everybody's got a motive. Everything. Look at the whole fucking picture. It's all greed. It's all about money. The whole country. So if you look at it through my eyes, everybody's doing what I did. Everybody. Not everybody. There's legitimate people who are caught in the mix of this. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about these congressmen and governors and people. They're caught all the time, left and right. What do they get? A kick in the ass, a boot on the slap on the wrist? Why is all these other people, that law, it's got to be so good and so bad? I told you in the beginning, you want to stop a lot of crimes? Give opportunities. We robbed as a mob. You guys are robbing. You're robbing too much. We took a sliver of the pie so other people could eat. Human beings could eat. You're taking everything. A fucking middle-class person can't eat. They can't go to a movie sometimes. They can't spend nothing because they're